All right. So, what problem we will like solve in this topology is like uh, user like unable to access internet, not able to open any website, right? So before I show you step by step, let me start with like step by step process first. I mean, like if here user sitting here, user machine opens browser and type HTTP or HTTPS or maybe any website name like facebook.com or any URL like example.com. So what happens? First step here is name to IP translation. Name to IP translation. Right. So domain name example.com or facebook.com will resolve to IP address. Right. So for that, there is role of DNS, domain name system. So if there is no local DNS server, so there can be a local DNS server, maybe ISP DNS, DNS at ISP end, or maybe like DNS managed by Google, like 888, etc. Any DNS server, right? So DNS server can be in the enterprise network, can be outside enterprise network. But first step is name to IP translation. And then it's done successfully, name to IP translation. Then basically there is like TCP protocol and it negotiate like technically known as three-way handshake. And then on top of that, HTTP messages are exchanged. HTTP messages are exchanged. Three-step process. But now let us assume there is no internal DNS server, and you can see in this topology, there is no internal DNS server. So what will happen? DNS server is over the internet managed by Google. So there is a server anywhere in any like country, any city, IP address 888, managed by Google, but for everyone, managed by DNS, but not only for the managed by Google, but not only for the Google. DNS server can be used by anyone, anywhere, like whoever like connects to internet. DNS job is to provide IP address. Means now this computer user machine will connect with the DNS server over the internet, will ask that can I have IP address of facebook.com? DNS server provides that IP address. But now DNS server is over the internet. DNS server is not in the same enterprise network. All right. Very big enterprise networks, even they prefer to have in-house DNS server. So they configure DNS service on a Windows or Linux based system known as local DNS server. So in that case, resolution is done from the local DNS server rather than just sending packet over the internet. But small enterprise, small networks, home networks, of course, like no internal DNS server. So what we do, we generally prefer to use either service provider DNS server, internet service provider, or DNS server that is open, free to use, and managed by Google. That is IP address is 888. Now, if 888 is the IP address of the DNS server, machine IP address is 10001, means they both are not on the same network because source IP here is 10.0.0.100 and destination IP is 888, both not on the same network. So what happens if both not on the same network? Then basically computer send that request to the gateway because if source and destination, they both are from same IP subnet, right? And of course, they are not like here. You can look at the IP 10.0.0.100. First octet is 10. Destination is 888. Different network address, right? We have already understood like complete concept in subnetting section or IP addressing section. So they both are not in the same network. So here like there is one gateway and gateway IP address is 10.0.0.1. So if computer has gateway IP address configured, then surely like this message request packet will be first sent to the gateway. Gateway means 10.0.0.1. Gateway is that device which route packets across different networks. Gateway, right? Sitting at the network edge or boundary. But how does Windows machine connect with the gateway? How does Windows reach to the gateway? So Windows machine is connected to a switch, and then this is the path, in fact, right? Means like this data frame will be first sent to switch. Switch will check the MAC address table. Do I have MAC address in my table? And then based on that, if switch understand, okay, gateway or machine or device with the MAC address, this connected to my gig 0/0 port, then data frame is forwarded. Or even if there is no entry in the MAC table, then flooding is done. I mean, like switch will forward that data frame out to all exit interfaces. Now, if all like go like well, means now packet successfully reached to the gateway then, right? Then what gateway does? Gateway check the routing table. Do I have route for 888 or any default route? Default route means any network address, any subnet mask. If route is found in the gateway, then sent across exit interface and to the ISP or internet provider. And then our job is done. If gateway successfully send packet to the internet, not exactly done. I mean, like we'll have to also care about a return traffic then. Return traffic is coming back properly or not, right? So if I summarize like what we have, let me pick another color. So I hope you all understand like what problem we are going to solve in this lab topology. Let me quickly go all over again. So problem is user opens browser, types facebook.com, unable to access facebook.com. Real network, right? And we understand like in order to open any website, first step is name to IP translation that is done by DNS. But since DNS is somewhere over the internet, that means routing is involved here. So computer checks the gateway address. If gateway is there, then packet is sent to the gateway, but not directly because there is another device here, switch. So data frame is first sent to switch. If like switch is in operation, then switch will forward that to the gateway. Gateway will check the routing table. It has proper route, then will send to the internet. And of course, one piece of information is missing here, but not relevant because we have not covered so far, and that is network address translation or NAT. But we'll understand NAT later on. So I'm not bringing here NAT concept, right? So that's the proper traffic flow, right? So first, like I'm going to show you the actual problem that user is complaining about. User sitting on the machine 10.0.0.100. So it's a computer machine, right? User machine. And so on this machine, let me device here. So I typed facebook.com, this user machine, in fact, right? And still no luck, right? This site cannot be reached. So error name not resolved. Name not resolved means unable to resolve domain name to IP address, right? So I hope you all understand the problem, right? And good so far. Like what problem we are going to solve in this topology. You, I hope you all understand. And very basic topology I have just taken here, right? It's not very complex, and even if there are like 100 computers connected to this switch or only one computers, your troubleshooting step would remain same. Now, the question here is, then how do we start doing troubleshooting if like we get into the similar situation, if like a user, we like as a network engineer, there is a ticket for you like that, maybe if you are working at the help desk, that a user is unable to open internet, access internet, right? So from where you will start doing troubleshooting, what would be your right approach, right? So critically, I'm going to show you, I will solve this issue, right, in live environment so that you can properly understand like the entire operation process. So problem scenario is clear to all of you, or any like question you have so far up to this point? Good so far? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, you are. Yes.
So question, Rashid, question is clear to you, like what problem we are going to solve or fix in this topology?
Yeah. Yeah. Understood.
Okay, great. All right. So now problem is clear. Then we will yeah, hey, no, like means okay, understood. Okay. Great, great. Okay. All right. So uh now first step should be, you should check connectivity to the gateway, because without gateway we cannot go outside network. This is like in your building, in your premises, right? So with the help of gateway only we can route packet to the internet. Gateway is your router here, right? Can be firewall even. Now, how we can check connectivity? So simply we can ping to the gateway IP address, whether gateway IP address is reachable or not. So this would be your first step. That can I reach gateway? So very simple how we can do that. So let me go to back to this machine, open command prompt, Windows computer, and ping 10.0.0.1. One is the gateway address, right? 10.0.0.1 gateway is not pinging. So 95%, if gateway, you cannot ping the gateway. So 95% like problem is either with this cable, maybe switch, or this cable, right? First, like you will have to look for physical connectivity, physical layer, right? Layer one, layer that we understood yesterday. Also, maybe if switch is manageable, means configurable, branded switch, so you can open console of switch also to do further investigation about the port status, both port status are good or not, right? But if your switch is non-manageable, a small home office, branch office type of switches, like there are switches like they cannot be configured, managed. You cannot see like the configuration. You cannot do configuration. So of course, then there is no way like to like check anything from the switch. But Cisco switches or some other vendor appliance switches, configurable switches. So even we can access, we can see configuration, port status at switch level also. Because there are two types of switches available in the market. One that is manageable enterprise level switches, like expensive switches, and the switch is least expensive, right? Maybe you can get in $10 to $20, and non-manageable in fact, right? Only for doing like networking at your home, or like a small office, maybe 7 8 computers. You don't want to implement VLAN and all that, then yes, you can go with that also. Okay. So first step, already we have checked that from here we cannot reach to the gateway. Now, if IP address is configured here, gateway IP is also properly configured here, and still we are not able to ping the gateway, right? So definitely you need to look at cable, whether cable is properly like plugged in or not. At switch level, computer level, you can check the status of LED, like light, in fact, green color, or red, or no color, or orange. Green is good. Orange means like malfunctioning, right? Not good. Because, I mean, physical, if there is no physical connectivity, there is issue with the physical layer. So definitely we cannot go ahead and we can check routing and other stuff, because they all are means like layer 2 and layer 3 operation. Switching is like layer 2 operation, right? And routing is layer 3 network layer. If I start from layer 1, like, and physical is what? Cable, connectors, physical connectivity. So first you should check that. In this lab topology, of course, we are going to rule out physical connectivity issue, because topology is like inside a simulator. There is no point of physical connectivity issue, right? But in real environment, yes, like first you should check physical connectivity, right? Then what next now? If your switch is manageable, configurable, like I'm using Cisco switch, so even we can go to switch, we can access switch, telnet or SSH, or maybe we can plug in console cable, and then we can access switch by using this secure CRT or putty or any other software. So here is the switch, and what command you should run here. So best practice is first check the status of all the interfaces. Show interfaces status is the command. Run this command, show interfaces status, and check the status of these two ports, gig 0/0 and gig 0/2, right? So execute this command. So what I can see from here, router connects to gig 0/0. So I can see like it's connected, and computer gig 0/2, but I can see here gig 0/2 is disabled, or maybe shut down, or maybe error disabled, right? So something issue with gig 0/2, port itself is disabled. Further, we can check the running configuration, or maybe in short, you can straight away run the command gig 0/2, show run interface gig 0/2, and see here like the port is shut down, right? Shut down. Generally, switch ports are up, not shut down. But let's say if you see like port itself is shut down, so you need to fix this. And how we can do that? We can run the command no shutdown command, right? Even like there are some other reasons if port is down, like maybe like here negotiation you have configured half duplex or full duplex, because at switch level also there can be other reasons also if the port is down. I mean, like if let's say you have configured this port, or maybe this port even, uh, like let's say 1000 Mbps data transfer rate, right? And my computer interface, a laptop, supports only 100 Mbps. So this may cause a problem. Speed mismatch, right? Speed mismatch. So what we do, generally we prefer to run this command, of course, negotiation auto. because if you run command negotiation auto means it's not hard coded. Negotiation is done. They both mutually negotiate at what speed we both can operate. Right? If computer says, okay, I do not support if a 100 Mbps switch is capable of operating at 100 and 1000, so switch will start operating at 100 Mbps only. So even if you see like here speed is configured here, right? Not auto. So this is another reason, like if the port is in down state, right? So if now I go to gig 0/2 and run the command no shutdown to bring up the interface, right? And now let me show you status one more time, right? So interface status. So gig 0/2 is also now connected, right? Connected. Even we can further verify MAC address table dynamically created. So whenever we start communicating, so even the switch has a MAC table learned at gig 0/0, and this MAC address is of which device gateway R1. So very soon, like if everything is in place, then of course MAC address table should have two entries, one entry for router, gateway, another entry for this end host device, Windows computer connected with port number 2. So, so initiate traffic, and I'm going to do the same, like I'm going to ping gateway again one more time. It's a gateway pinging, and yes, gateway is pinging now. So first problem is fixed, right? Gateway is pinging, and now if I check here MAC address table, so see here like MAC address table has two entries now. 50000004 is the MAC address or hardware address of end host device, right? And connected with port number 2. So now switch operation looks good. So can we access now facebook.com? So I'm back to this facebook.com, and I'm trying to open facebook.com one more time, right? No luck. So still facebook.com is not operating. So very much I can reach to the gateway. There is a gateway. I can reach to the gateway, but facebook.com is still not opening. So what I will do now, I will try to ping, right? Facebook.com is ping working. Maybe sometime issue with the browser, with the HTTP protocol. So can I ping the domain name facebook.com? See here like the result. So if it is not, right, facebook.com is still not pingable. So at least at this stage, we can say we can never conclude anything, but at this stage, at least we can say that problem might not be with the browser, with the HTTP protocol, because even I'm unable to ping facebook.com, correct? And see here, like ping request could not find host facebook.com. Please check the name, this. So, and if you are finding it difficult to see, then let me increase font size if possible. Yeah, okay, good. So now you can see here, there is a issue like with the ping. So if you cannot ping like name, right? Name, because when we ping host a domain name, so here like there are two steps in fact. First step is what? Name facebook.com is resolved again with the DNS, because ping is like basically for IP, not for the domain name. What I did, I typed ping and then domain name facebook.com. But we understand networking is based on what? IP address, right? So if I knew IP address of Facebook, then even I could have typed that. But even if we type name, so what happens again here? There are two steps. Step number one, name resolved to IP address. And once like IP address obtained, then actual ping packet or messages are sent. So now here I'm finding it difficult, like what the issue is, but at least I can like find one issue here, that even name didn't resolve, right? Because if resolved, then definitely I would have seen like IP address here, but not resolved, right? Facebook.com not resolved at least. So not resolved means like there seem to be some issue with the DNS. If like I'm not, I don't see any IP address. Anyway, so can we simply check like reachability to the DNS server? Because I understand now. And how did I understand? Because output is not showing any IP address. Forget about the ping reply and not even if I don't see reply messages coming back. But if I see any IP address here, like something, so at least I understand, okay, name successfully resolved to IP address, but because of some reason, ping is not working, right? But here, like output is like what couldn't find host means like name not resolved. I don't see any IP address even here, no IP address here. So issue with the DNS server. So DNS server means probably I'm not able to reach DNS server. So how I can verify? So if I try to ping DNS, then it's showing like transmit failed, journal failure or something. So, but what about gateway? Gateway is reachable. Gateway is reachable. Can I ping any other IP over the internet? No. So, in fact, what is happening? I'm not able to go outside. I mean, like I'm unable. I can reach up to this point. Gateway is pingable, but 888 is somewhere over the internet here. I'm unable to connect with the 888. And if I'm able to connect with 888, so definitely there won't be any IP address. Name to IP resolution will never be successful. So what next step should be? So next step should be checking like IP configuration of the computer, right? Gateway is reachable, perfect. Machine has IP address 10.1.10.0.0.0. Gateway and computer both are on the same network. So in order to reach 888 outside, computer should have gateway address configured. Gateway configured means computer should be knowing that if destination is outside my enterprise network, then my first hop would be gateway. So I'll have to send the packet to the gateway. So next step after successfully pinging gateway IP, because now we have ruled out any issue with the cable, with the switch, right? Cable, switch, connectors, LAN card in place, in fact, right? Because now successfully I can reach to the gateway, but still I cannot go outside. So first reason here is probably computer doesn't have gateway IP address configured. Probably not 100%, right? I cannot say like this is the only problem. We are just moving like step by step. All right, so I'm back to the computer and how I will verify gateway. So there are two ways. First one is run the command ipconfig/all from CMD command prompt, right? So you see like a lot of adapters, ignore those adapters. Mainly we are interested in Ethernet or maybe wireless. If you have wireless computer, so you will be interested in wireless output, wireless. So we have like Ethernet adapter, not the wireless. So look this. Or if any confusion, then straight away you can just open this network connection and go to TCP/IP properties. You can use shortcut command also. So one way like verifying, and I can see here like that there is no gateway configured on the machine. IP address is configured, subnet mask is configured, and just below this, gateway is missing. There is a gateway, but computer doesn't know. And gateway, you understand like entry and exit point of the network. So if the computer is not able to send the packet to the gateway, so gateway cannot do anything, right? Because gateway will route packet only if gateway receive packet. Computer like has no idea about the gateway. Where is gateway? Computer doesn't know. So that's the problem. And is there any other way to check the IP configuration? Yes, even you can go to this network connection properties, change adapter settings, and select your network. In wireless network case, you will find wireless network here, right? This computer has so many adapters because of some other software or agent installed on this machine. So double click and check here, properties, TCP IP, gateway is missing here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure gateway here. Gateway is configured 10.0.0.1. So I configure gateway IP address, only gateway IP address, skipping everything else. And even like you can open this page with the command, shortcut command. Sometimes what happens on Windows machine, uh, like we don't see like that icon in fact. So you can run the command ncpa.cpl network connection control panel. So same page will open. So multiple ways, right? Just you want to see the configuration, then you can use ipconfig/all. Otherwise, that's where you can go. Now, can we now open cisco.com or sorry, or facebook.com or any site? Let me hit down enter. So now DNS is configured, but still I don't see any success now, right? Facebook.com, no, not working. So can we ping now? Facebook.com from CLI. So I'm trying to ping Facebook.com just to rule out any issue of browser or something, right? So even from CLI, from command prompt, it seems like no luck. Yes, request could not, and even I don't see any IP address here resolved. I mean, so the issue is not only with the ping, even still the name is not getting successfully resolved to the IP address. So what is the case now? Can I ping 888 reachability? Oops. Now you see here like how we can interpret this error message. So look at the error message. I tried to ping 888. 888 is over the internet, right? And what I see here, reply from 10001. So 10001 is what? Gateway address, right? 10001 is gateway address. And what gateway says? Gateway says that sorry, destination host not reachable. Means like packet sent to gateway and returned by the gateway. Gateway rejected. And with the message, destination host unreachable. Sorry, I don't know like where is the destination, but why? Like because router means like so at least now again we understand like everything is in good shape up to this point, right? Packet successfully sent to the gateway now for the destination. Now packet sent to the gateway because I tried to ping not this IP. I tried to ping 888. Packet sent to the gateway and gateway returned back. Gateway said that sorry, I don't know. I don't have any information about 888. How I can reach? Why it is so? Because router is a device, gateway is a device that route packet to only known networks. And how that is identified, whether destination is known or not. So routers maintain a table known as routing table. So whenever like packet sent to the gateway, destination was what? 888. Immediately, router will not reject the request packet. Router will take the request, will see like if router has any information, any route path for 888 or not. If router has information in the routing table, route, then yes, packet will be routed. And if there is no route, then packet will be returned, right? And exactly this would have been the case here, returned by the gateway. That means router has no information, no route for the destination in the routing table for sure, right? So no information for 888 in the routing table. But the question here is over the internet, there are million or billion of networks, right? Whole bunch of IPs used over the internet. Facebook, Google, Twitter, Cisco, F5, Checkpoint. I mean, like your machine IP, my computer IP. We all are part of internet, right? Billion of IPs, networks. So because if somehow if I put the root here in the routing table, so because we have concluded that there is routing issue. So can we first like let me go to this router and show you the route first. Now I have opened the router now. Show IP route. And see here, router doesn't have any route. What router has? Directly connected network. Router is connected with router is directly connected with two different networks. Network 10.0.0.0 and network 192.168.1.0. Router is connected with two different networks, right? 192.168.1.0 and 10.0.0/8. Now, if like we want to do routing here, and you understand like directly connected networks automatically appear in the routing table. And router is connected with the ISP, and then like and the remind ISP gateway is like 192.168.1.1. Like next hop is 192.168.1.1 basically. So can I write it down here? So for me, like next hop IP is 192.168.1.1. This is next hop for me for this router basically. So if let's say problem is what 888 not pinging. So can we go this way? If I put a route here, maybe 888 for only one IP address, or maybe network for one IP address, even we can use mask like this /32 and then next hop IP address known as host route for only one IP. Generally, in routing, what we do, we put route for network, entire network, a big network, not for individual IP address. But let us assume I did that. So now I can verify from the routing table, yes, router has route for 888. Now I'm back to this machine, right? And if I try to ping 888 and see here, it's reachable now, right? 888 is reachable. 888 is what? DNS server. So can I uh, open website now? 888 is reachable, DNS is reachable, but still website, no. Facebook.com is not opening. Why it is so? Because DNS is reachable now, right? I put the route. I'm back to this machine. Can I try pinging Facebook.com one more time with the name this time, right? So I know name first get resolved to IP address and then actual ping happens. So I'm typing here. I have typed Facebook.com to ping this. Like I mean, like to see like whether it's pinging or not. So still it's not pinging. And there is another tool also like for this DNS, like if you want to check the DNS. So NS lookup is the command and but before let's not get into this, like you will get confused. But why now? No, like I'm not able to ping Facebook. Okay, not able to ping Facebook, that's okay, that's fine. But why I don't see the IP address? Because if I just take you to my laptop, this is my laptop now. I'm back to my laptop computer. This one is my laptop, right? If I try to ping any IP address, for example, cisco.com, so whether I'm able to ping cisco.com or not, but at least if you see, then at least first step is what this one IP address translation name translated to IP address, and then actual ping happens, right? See here, these two packets are 4 packets. But before that, before actual ping, name to IP translation is done. Name to IP translation is done. right? Name to IP translation. You can see here like name to IP translation is done. Name is resolved. And for this name to IP translation, only DNS should be reachable. 888 should be reachable. If 888 is reachable, so definitely we should see IP address. Definitely ping might be issue, but why like name to IP translation is not working now? Because now we have verified that machine has reachability to 888. 888 is reachable. I can ping with IP address 888. It's a slow network simulator, so sometimes we see one RTO, no problem. But at least I see like the success here, 888 is reachable. Router is doing routing. So DNS server is reachable, but still I don't see IP address here. So probably this is the reason that computer doesn't know like what is the IP address of DNS, who can resolve this name to IP address. We know like 888 is the DNS server IP. DNS server will resolve name to IP address, but TCP/IP protocol, my Ethernet adapter should also be aware with that. Means like IP configuration is missing, right? Probably IP configuration is missing. So open this space, adapter settings and properties, TCP/IP. Gateway is configured, but what about the DNS field? DNS field is blank, right? Prefer DNS server is blank. No DNS server configured here. And that is why computer has no idea like to whom I should ask, like that can I get IP address of facebook.com. So mention that, right? 888. Now proper DNS server is configured. Again, I'm back to the same computer and see here like error name not resolved. Forget about these configurations, just is a standard message, error message. So even following along like these messages, you might not be able to do troubleshooting. It's just general message here, but yes, I can see error name not resolved. Anyway, head down, enter one more time, try luck, still moving on, moving on, error name not resolved. Let's see what happens. Are we able to open Facebook? Because now uh, computer has proper gateway configured, computer has DNS server, and but page not loading up, right? Facebook.com, no, error connection timed out, right? So we'll try multiple times, but uh, like seems to be issue, right? And yes, okay, why now can we ping? Try pinging like Facebook with the name now, facebook.com. So, and see here the message. What happens now? At least name successfully got resolved to IP address. DNS has done its job, right? DNS job is to resolve name to IP address. Successfully done. But still, we see like some message reply from this. So what is the IP address of facebook.com now? I can see from here, facebook.com IP is 157.240.198.35. So does router have the route for this destination? Facebook.com? No. Router has only one route for 888. So do we have to put route for this network also in the router? Could be done, but not a scalable solution. I mean, like doing routing this way, again, there's this, I put a route here for Facebook, right? Facebook IP first, and then Facebook, then Cisco, F5, Checkpoint, Twitter, right? Palo Alto, MSN. So, I mean, like, is it possible going this way? No, because over the internet, there are thousand, not thousand, even million, billion of destination IPs, million, billion. So is it feasible? Is it scalable that we can put route for million networks going this way? No. And even let us assume we do at somehow. So this router should have sufficient memory, processor, very high-end device. Generally, high-end routers deployed at ISP level, internet service provider level, not at customer level. So, in order to have full routing table, first, like static routing cannot be used because you cannot run IP route command million or billion times. Then for that, there is one protocol, very advanced routing protocol, BGP. We do that with this BGP protocol. But again, like the problem is like too many routes and CPU memory consumption. Yes, but so what's the solution now? Because you understand the problem. If I put a route for 888, then only 888 is reachable, right? Not the Facebook, not the Twitter. So I cannot go this way. So just get rid of this route, the route that I created, one route. Now let me show you. No IP route. And how we can remove route? No IP route is the command. And next of IP address. And now what I'm going to do and check the routing table one more time. No route. So instead of putting million or billion route, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put only one route. That's it. What is it? I said IP route any any network address, zero means any network address. First zero means any network address, and second zero means this one, any subnet mask, any subnet mask, any subnet mask. So what I said, any network address, any subnet mask, next stop should be this, your ISP router. So 000 means any. Why two times? Because first, like network address, any network address, and any subnet mask, no matter what the mask is, send packet to this. Done, right? And if I show you known as default route, the route is known as default route, right? What is default route? So routing is known as default route and will be represented with asterisk in the routing table. It's a gateway of last resort. Gateway of last resort, right? Means what to do if like there is no matching route, send all packets blindly to this gateway, to this next hop, 192.168.1.1. So can we see the route table now? And here we go. You see here like there is a route via this, and asterisk means S stand for aesthetic. So you will find this somewhere here. Yeah, aesthetic. Aesthetic. And asterisk means default. Where is candidate default? Here it is. So technically it's a default route. Gateway of last resort is 1 and 2. Means any network address next hop is 192.168.1.1. So does this solve problem? Because routing is done now, right? Okay, let me back to this. Can we ping facebook.com now? So first like name IP resolution successfully done. I can see 150 and here we go. 157 is pinging. Even our network is a bit slow in simulator. If I'm running, I have tried to simulate everything on this. Now, can we try one more time? Facebook.com. Worked, right? Open now, Facebook.com. So, Facebook.com successfully opened. I have not brought any security here. That's another piece of information you need to look for in real environment. But for that, you'll have to understand firewall. Basic firewalling concept I will explain like in security section in the next class on Monday. If you want to be expert in security, then for that there are some dedicated trainings like firewall trainings, like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and there are different vendors, right? Palo Alto is the leading one. Palo Alto Networks, the topmost firewall worldwide, is US based. So there are different vendors. There also they offer courses like very much like CCNA firewall courses, but that's something different. Basic firewalling even I will explain in the next class. So I've not brought any security reason here because the next would have been that what if this computer is able to open Facebook, but Twitter is not working, right? Or maybe some other application is not working and one application is working. Then for that, we will have to look at firewall policy and all that. In this topology, there is no firewall. And firewall generally is another device, hardware appliance, can be software device. And generally, we put firewall here behind the router. And it first, like traffic is inspected, is screened, screening is done here. What URL, what website, what applications should be allowed or not. And then packet is sent to the gateway and then to the internet. So for you, immediate gateway will be firewall. Firewall is another device, dedicated hardware. And generally, Palo Alto is the leading vendor. Cisco has also a firewall known as FTD, Fire Powered Threat Defense, but not very popular because Cisco is popular in networking, not in security. In security, like these vendors, Palo Alto, and there is one another Israel-based company, very topmost company, Checkpoint, and headquarter is in US. So another big company is Checkpoint, and the third one is FortiGate, FortiGate firewall. So there are three leading vendors, right? Palo Alto, Checkpoint, and Fortinet. They all deal in firewall, means security, right? But I try to simulate. So I hope now we have put everything together in this topology, right? A bit of end host device, like what type of configuration you should do on end host device, a bit of switch routing also, DNS also. So I tried to put everything in a single topology and fault was already injected. Just I wanted to show you a step-by-step troubleshooting approach, how you can start doing troubleshooting. So was it that interesting? Like, because now we'll conclude here because now it's working fine. End user is happy, like opening like Facebook, so everything is in good place. And this simulator, even like router is really connected with the internet, right? So it was not virtual, in fact, it was very much a real lab, in fact, because router really connected with the internet with my next door. I did that, so very much you can like check other website, other domain also. So any question, like if anyone has any question or if you want to share something, then yes, because I will not start any new topic today, as I said yesterday, like if we are going to focus on troubleshooting. So next topic means security. Security, I will start. Security means a bit of firewalling, right? In Monday session, firewall or security. So I'm stopping recording here and it's done from my side. If you have any question, any query, then you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end up session here for today. And Monday, like we'll start with new topic, security, access control list, a little bit about firewalls. So let me stop recording.